Hello and welcome back to another Katie Creates. Today we're doing something different. We're doing an art challenge. What is that challenge? Well, today I will be drawing with a computer mouse. No tablet, no pen, a computer mouse. And we're doing a recreation drawing. A few years ago when I was in high school, I took a digital art class. I thought this class would teach me about digital art. I'd never learned any digital art whatsoever at the time. But when I got the class, it was actually just a Photoshop class. Even though it was a Photoshop class, I made sure that every project I worked on, I used a computer mouse. Because I wanted to learn digital art, not just how to Photoshop things. Because in middle school I took a Photoshop class, so I already knew how to do that. And I made some pretty cool stuff, like this cute little dinosaur. But my favorite one was the project that I'm recreating today, which is a moon jellyfish light bulb. If you don't know what a moon jellyfish is, I suggest you look it up. It's basically a jellyfish that glows in the dark. It's super cool. So today I'm recreating this drawing with my mouse. And it has been a few years, but we'll see how I do. You know, I thought drawing with a mouse would be a great idea for a drawing challenge. I mean, it's not like I'm left-handed and have a right-handed mouse and have to use my non-dominant hand to draw with. No, it's a brilliant idea. Not only that, I'm a person who loves to have clean lines in their art, and not shaky ones. This was the best I could get. Even so, at the end, I came back to clean up more of what I could, but man, it is a struggle with this mouse. And when I took that digital art class in school, I remember me having a pretty good time with the mouse. Like, sure, it was a bit difficult, but I remember it was relatively good. Maybe because I did it for a whole semester, so I eventually got used to it. But since I've been so out of practice, it's an odd feeling, but yet still familiar. Now, if you were wondering what the project was for my class, it was to combine an ordinary object with an animal. I wanted to draw something that glowed, and so I looked up animals that glowed in the dark. And that's how I found out about moon jellyfish. It was one of the first answers when I googled it. And I had many ideas, different versions of doing it. Ultimately, I settled on a light bulb. I had a few reasons for this. One, I know for a fact that everyone in my class did Photoshop because we would present and share each other's and what we did and how we made it. And I was the only one who would ever draw with a mouse. That's all I ever did. I know doing a light bulb will be 10 times harder for me drawing it with a mouse than it would to Photoshop it. That being said, it was still very difficult, and oh my word, do not even get me started on having to do the shading on this moon jellyfish and the layering, the click and drag over and over again repeatedly, man. It was so tiring. The easiest part of this process was probably coloring in big portions where you don't have to focus on little details. Because man, when it went to shading, it killed me. Because with a mouse, it's not as precise. I mean, over time you can learn to be more precise, but it was very difficult. Now, for this redraw, I did change it a bit. I made it a bit more brighter, gave it more color. I felt the old version was lacking in that a bit. And I switched out the light source for a purple instead of a white one. I felt as though it gave the drawing a bit more of a pop to it. I also changed the background because I didn't really like the old version, so I thought I would try something new. One of my most frustrating things to do with this drawing was to do the shading on the metal. And the reason for that is because one, I didn't use a reference. Don't know why I didn't think to use one. You should always use one. And 2, I had difficulty shading in very tiny details with this mouse. And it is not fun to do. Honestly, drawing bubbles have been proven for me for the last time I drew this. Last time I just did white dots as bubbles. Now they're more colorful and they give that see-through look. Wait a minute. If I just make my brush size bigger, put a dot, and then make my eraser size smaller. You know what? No, we're doing this by hand. This is not that. We're doing original circles by mouse hand. They may look weird and wonky, maybe some squared, but we're doing this by hand. Honestly, drawing the bubbles was probably my favorite part of this drawing. It was actually easier than I thought it'd be, and plus they turned out pretty good. Despite how very frustrated I am with drawing a computer mouse, I really love this art piece, and it's probably going to be one of my favorites. Now, if you have a computer mouse and want to try drawing with it, I suggest you do it because honestly, it's a great art exercise. It really changes your perspective and how you start off the drawing. Because normally I sketch things out, and with the mouse, I'm just like, you know what, go for it, because sketching's gonna be a disaster, I know. And honestly, it was just great, just starting from the get-go. This gave me a fresh new look on doing different ways to just produce art pieces. Now, after this, would I draw with a mouse again? Honestly, yeah. Because I would like to build the skill. I think it would just be cool. So I'll probably just continue working on this skill. The only thing I would do differently is use a reference of a light bulb. Because I think I could have done better on that if I used a reference. I know. Terrible mistake. You always use a reference. I should have done it, but I didn't. And here's a fun fact about moon jellyfish. You can touch them. Believe it or not, they do have a sting, however, it's not strong enough to penetrate through the human skin. So if you ever come across one, don't worry, it can't hurt you and you're safe from it. Oh, and they're most commonly found in the UK. Man, I have got to hand it to you people who draw with a computer mouse, because you guys are insane, man. It's so talented. If you want to draw with mouse and you're a beginner, I suggest you start with something simple. And not like me, who's like, yes, doing a moon jellyfish and a light bulb is easy. No, it's not. Please, learn from my mistakes. Don't do this. Now, for my art challenge rating, based on how challenging it is, I give it a 6.5. I say that because I've already kind of had experience with drawing with mouse, but if this was for a beginner, I would give this a solid 8. And here's the finished art piece! I say I did pretty well, considering it's been a few years. Here's the old compared to the new. I think the old personally has a better light bulb shape because this one, it just doesn't quite look like it. But other than that, I think I've improved quite a bit. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any drawing suggestions or any art challenge you would like to see me do, leave it in the comments and I'll check it out. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!